Ladies and gentlemen, rock fans from all around the world, welcome to another episode of Musical People and Journeys, the new album rock show. It's me, Nigel, and with me today is my wonderful panel, Paul, Andy, Trish, and Cully. Dom is not here today, but he has voted. Welcome, gang.
Good morning.
Have we all have an all good rocking October and our rocking Halloween?
It was Rocktober, yeah.
Rocktober. Well, okay. So we are reviewing albums from September back and rate them out of 5. Will it get into a Hall of Fame? We're rolling up now. There's only 2 lots of recordings to go before we hit Album of the Year. So we are reviewing latest albums and rate them out of 5 for our listening pleasure. Just our listening pleasure, nothing technical or anything like that, just how much we enjoyed their albums. If it gets 4 or more, it gets into our Hall of Fame. If it gets 4.6 or more, it gets into our automatic slot for Album of the Year, where we rate our top 20 albums of the year. If it gets a 4, then you lot may put it in as a wild card. So let's find out today's first offering out of our 8 albums. And just to preempt, our future episodes, we are reviewing Primal Fear with their album Domination today. Jealousy, Apocalyptic Ecstasy, Soul Syndicate Reckoning, 21 Pilots and Breach, Biffy Clyro and Fatigue, FM and Brotherhood, Ramesis and Weirdo, and Daughtry and Shock to the System Part 2. That's what's coming up in the episodes after this, but today is Primal Fear and Domination. Now, they are a returning band. And actually, there's a funny story here because not only a returning band, there's 2 returning, well, there's quite a few, but there's 2 returning bands in particular, which is Jealousy and Primal Fear. And back in the day when we had Battle of the Bands, these 2 about 3 years ago were up against each other, and pretty much got pretty much the same rating. Really, I can't remember who actually won it. I think it might be Primal Fear, but only just. So, and they're both back at exactly the same time, and we're reviewing both of them, but not in a Battle of the Bands format. But anyway, so Primal.
We can make it a Battle of the Bands format. We can see which comes out on top this time, like round 2.
We could do well. Yeah, I tell you what. When we get to review of Jealousy, we'll refer back to it. But anyway, Primal Fear, Domination. And now, when we did review Primal Fear, their album Code Red did well. Actually, I think it did win Battle of the Bands. It got a 3.6. So will it going to be better? Will it do better? Paul, let's start with you then. Primal Fear. Do you remember them?
Yeah, I think that because I made the same comment that I made before, that they sound that they've based the whole thing on Judas Priest. However, I find that Primal Fear are a modern tribute to the past legends. It's not to say that they, but they've also brought the 80s metal into the current power metal trend with this album, and the vocal strength of Ralf Scheepers is nothing to scoff at. That's not to say that there's no variety in the 15th studio album, Domination. Even the instrumental track, Hallucinations, has some stunning guitar work by Magnus Carlsen, which is something I find far more entertaining than pointless and trivial intervals that current bands tend to do. If you're going to add a Primal Fear album to your collection, I can highly recommend this one.
Andy, what do you reckon? You were with us back in the day. You are now, and we're very happy.
Now.
And we're very happy about it.
Oh, that's so kind of you.
I know.
Yeah, it's another slice of sort of high energy power metal, straight from ripped from, sort of like the British metal from the 80s, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it takes a lot to actually stand out from that, because there's an awful lot of bands going that way, just doing that, and they sort of stay around forever. I think this is like the 15th album, which from Primal Fear, so they sort of churn them out absolutely, and just sort of like go, yeah, they found what they like, and that's what they're going to do. it doesn't quite stand out for me really at all. There are some enjoyable songs on it. It is enjoyable, so I did enjoy it. But yeah, it's not doing anything new. It's not doing anything which is modern. It's just doing what it does. Yeah, so it's like a TV show. It's sort of like 10th series where you know what it's like. It's got its fans. Those people are just going to watch it because they like that, and they listen. And this time, with this band, they're going to listen to that because that's what they want. That's what they like. And they don't want anything else. So it's enjoyable, but it didn't stand out. I mean, I did like The Hunter. That was really good. Tears of Fire. Again, this is like really just sort of stock kind of power metal sort of sort of area and songs which were coming through for it. So yeah, good, but nothing which was outstanding.
I love the TV analogy series. It's comfort, isn't it? It's like you got your favourite characters and stuff like, it's like Supernatural, isn't it? I think it's like season 16 or something like that.
Yeah.
But now, tell you something who isn't old and we want to watch that series yet again. And that's Cully, of course, because he's always bringing something new to his TV series. Let's see what new he can say today.
Thank you. I honestly thought you were going to go for Trish then, because but anyway, So I did enjoy this. I wasn't in the reviewing group when you did Battle of the Bands last time for Primal Fear. It's not one that I've listened to a lot. You say they've got 15 albums going. I think I might have heard a couple of their tracks over the years, but it's not one that I would go and listen to myself. There is quite a lot of big sort of the heavy tracks to stick the hooks into and drag you along. But by the time you get towards the end of the album, it kind of feels like they're towards the end of the album. They sort of not quite running out of steam, but it's just like you've got all the sort of the heavy high power stuff right at the beginning, and then by the time you get to the end of it, it's like, yeah, we need to fill these in to finish the rest of the album. I did particularly like the sound of the chorus in Heroes and Gods, just the way that fit together. It almost became a chant in the way they were singing it, which worked really nicely. But I think, as Andy was saying, I think Paul a little bit, they are 15 albums deep now. There is quite a big, quite a lot of bands doing sort of similar type of music. And other than that particular song, Heroes and Gods, I don't think they've really stood out as something to be. There's nothing in this album that is particularly memorable to say this is the reason why this album is great. There wasn't a huge sort of anthem track or anything like that to cause you to listen to it. But if you really like Primal Fear, if you like their stuff, then yeah, this will be an album that you'll appreciate and enjoy.
Right. So I've had enough of the blokes. Let's get on to the real thing. The words that really count from our rock queen, Trish.
Oh my God.
Trish, what do you think about Primal Fear?
Everyone's voice counts. I really love the opening track. It was anthemic, catchy, and had me singing along to the chorus, The Hunter. So a great way to open an album for me, as it's one that hooks you in to want more. And Hook Me In, this album did, with its pulsating power metal drums and guitarists, but on the heavier metal side of power metal, giving it a bit of a twist. It's unique and not run-of-the-mill generic power metal album that seems to be flooding this genre of music. The vocals on the tracks are powerful and determined. I loved so many tracks, but especially I Am Your Primal Fear, Heroes and Gods. The album does end on a slower, powerful moment with the final track, which you don't expect. This album sees Primal Fear most definitely dominating their genre of music. A good, solid listen for me.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting. I think Code Red was kind of their previous album was more kind of trying to hit a sweet spot, and I think with this album they have introduced more of that kind of power metal flavour without fully going power metal. And we know our power metal, and I agree. I very agree with Trish. I am two standout tracks. I Am a Primal Fear. And Heroes of Gods were kind of my outstanding tracks as well. I thought this was really solid. It was kind of an album that you enjoyed, and there were a couple of weaker tracks on it, but which kind of go, we were a little bit generic. But overall, I thought I quite enjoyed this album. I thought it was a solid effort. I loved it. I liked it. And what's kind of nice about that is when somebody's done 15 albums, you can go, oh my God, this got stale. But, you know, it still feels fresh. And they're still trying to do different things to it as well. So, yeah, really good. Yeah, solid album. How solid enough, though? Will it get into our top 100 albums of all time? Now, we have reviewed 606 albums. Wow. Do you know what I mean? I mean, that's amazing. Yeah, and where would they do? So this would be the 142nd album, or these 8 albums. It means we've reviewed 142 albums this year. Will it be enough? Let's find out. Paul, let's start with you then. What did you give this?
I give it a solid 4.
You did. And Andy?
I gave it a 3.5.
Ooh. Dom also gave it a 3.5. Chris?
I also gave it a 3.5.
Trish?
I gave it a 3.5.
Well, Paul, you're gonna be the odd one out. No, you're not, mate, because I also give it a 4. So pretty solid as well. Dom's not here, so we'll drop his 3.5 because only 5 votes count. Only 5 votes count. Now, Code Red got 3.6. Primal Fear, Domination got 3.7. So we enjoyed this album slightly more than we did last time.
Maybe by their first album, they'll get to 5 out of 5.
Top 100 albums for the year. So it does not going to get into our album of the year. So got our 81st joint album, and it's in our top half of albums that we've reviewed of all time, 228. So pretty damn solid is what I've got to say, and we enjoyed it. We look forward to the next 16 studio album of Primal Fear. In the meantime, hit the like and subscribe button. Let comments below, you Primal Fear fans. What did you think of it? Hit that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment. That'd be amazing. Thank you very much to Paul, to Andy, to Trish, and to Chris. And we'll see you for episode 2. Bye.
Au revoir.